Hello, I, Vishakha Mane, along with Komal Mahajan and Pranav Agrawal from College of Engineering Pune, Mechanical Engineering Department are doing this research-based learning activity for the course Numerical Methods and Computer Programming. Now, what is RBL? RBL, that is Research-Based Learning Activity, aims to promote and develop student competencies related to research practices and motivate students through activities linked to the research. We are doing this activity with the guidance of Professor Abhishek Patange. Next slide. So, so the title of the paper is Strong Classification System for Wear Identification of Milling Processes Using Computer Vision and Ensemble Learning. This paper is done by Virginia Riago, Manuel Castellain Limas, Lydia Sanchez Gonzalez, Laura Fernandez Robles, Hilde Perez, Javier Diaz Gonzalez, and Manuel Guerrero. The name of the journal is Neurocomputing, and the name of publisher is Elsewhere. Side score of this paper is 9.5, where the impact factor is 4.438. Next slide, please. Traditionally, the quality evaluation of the workpiece was carried out visually by the operator using their experience. This procedure presents several disadvantages such as subjectivity or the selection of the acceptance criteria. Also, the quality nowadays is a demanding requirement in all industries since traditionally it has been assumed as a key issue so as to produce market success. Metallic pieces are typically machined by continuous tool passes, which usually causes regular patterns in the form of straight edges in the surface of the pieces. An irregular pattern on the surface of the piece implies a decrease of the quality of the machined piece. In this paper, there is an acquisition system and machine vision based method to describe the texture of the inner and outer surfaces of the machine pieces with the cylindrical holes. In order to capture images of whole surface, a microscope camera connected to a rigid industrial borescope is used. In previous paper, which is known as application of digital image processing in tool condition monitoring, another approach that is good results for inspection automation is based on image processing. In this, it is employed to supervise tool condition. So some researchers use morphological operations and filters. Others, like in paper machine vision micro milling tool, web inspection by image reconstruction and light reflectors handle geometrical information and reflective properties, and others use principal component analysis PCA, like in a paper, a novel algorithm for toolware online inspection based on machine vision. Next slide, please. In this paper, method to access the quality of the machine workpiece is proposed by considering texture features, which are obtained from GLCM and different classification techniques. So, the aim of the paper is to propose strong classification system for wear identification or milling processes using computer vision and ensemble learning. Next slide, please. This paper focuses on the quality maintenance of machine pieces. This paper presents an intelligent diagnostic system based on the use of an industrial borescope and a microscope camera, which provides fast information about the status of inner and the outer parts based on the computer vision. The system is able to extract information and determines if the quality satisfies the expected standards by analyzing the roughness and texture of the surface. Next slide, please. Now, instance-based learning, sometimes called as memory-based learning or lazy learning, in machine learning is a family of learning algorithms that instead of performing explicit generalization, compares new problem instances with instances seen in the training, which have been stored in the memory. The advantage of the instance-based learning is that it adapts its model to previously unseen data. Now, as we can see in this example, the phones, desktops are the classes whose data we have, and we need to classify the laptop shown below. Oh, it's very similar to desktop. So this learning classifies this object into the desktop class. Next slide, please. K nearest neighbors, memory reasoning, example based reasoning, instance based learning, lazy learning are the different names of KNN. Next slide, please. This is another picture representing the KNN algorithm. Next slide. Now, talking about classification approach of KNN, let us take an example here. We can see two classes, class A and class B in this picture. Class A is a class of red squares and class B is the class of blue circles. Now a new object which is green circle is introduced and we need to classify it into the accurate class. And here is how KNN works. If we take k is equal to 3, then the three objects near the new object which are at the least distance are considered. And as in majority of the class, the new green circle belongs to the class B. If we take k is equal to 5, the five objects, the least distance from the new object are considered. As by now, we know in KNN algorithm, the least distance is considered. So how is this measured? Next slide. Next slide, please. There are several techniques by which it is obtained. We will focus on Euclidean system, Manhattan system. Next slide, please. Talking about the Euclidean distance, it is defined as the square root of the sum of the difference between the new point and the existing point. Now, looking at the Manhattan system, distance is used to calculate the distance between the real vector by the sum of their absolute difference. The another method is the Minkowski distance. It is a normal vector space which can be considered as a generalization of both the Euclidean and the Manhattan distance. Next slide, please. Let us take an example. Suppose we have a point P1, which is 1, and point P2, 5, 4. What is the Euclidean distance between P1 and P2? We can calculate it as the square root of 5 minus 1 whole square plus 4 minus 1 whole square, which comes as 5. So 5 is the Euclidean distance. And what is the Manhattan distance between the P1 and P2? It is the mod of 5 minus 1 plus mod of 4 minus 1, which comes as 7. So this is how we can measure the least distance. It's getting very interesting, isn't it? But still, we need to know how to choose K, normalization, and many more things in KNN. And Komal will explain us all these things.
Yeah, thank you. So now let's look at the k nearest neighbor algorithm. All the instances correspond to points in an n-dimensional feature space. Each instance is represented with a set of numerical attributes. Each of the training data consists of a set of vectors and the class label associated with each vector. Classification is done by comparing feature vectors of different k nearest points. We need to select the k nearest examples to E in the training set. Then we need to assign E to the most common class among the k nearest neighbors. So now the question comes out that what should be our k, how to choose k. So if k is too small, it is sensitive to noise points, and larger k works well, but a very large k may include majority points from other classes. So the thumb rule is the square root of the number of examples should be taken as k, or k can be a bit less than it. So as you can see in the figure, in the first figure, k is equal to 1. So every example in the blue shaded area will be misclassified as a blue class. And in the second figure, k is equal to 3. So every example in the blue shaded area will be classified correctly as the red class. So in this figure, you can see the various values of k. In the first figure, k is equal to 1. In the second one, k is equal to 2. And in the third one, k is equal to 3. K nearest neighbors of a record X are data points that have the smallest shaded distance to X. So now these are the various steps which are used in the KNN algorithm. First, we load the data. Second, initialize k to your chosen number of neighbors. Third, for each example in the data set, calculate the distance between the query example and the current example from the data. Add the distance and the index of the example to an ordered collection. Then the fourth point is Sort the ordered collection of distances and indices from the smallest to largest in ascending order by their distances. Fifth one, pick the first k entries from the sorted collection. Sixth one, get the labels of the selected k entries. Seventh one, if it is a regression problem, return the mean of the k labels. If it is a classification problem, return the mode of the k labels. So this is another example in which you can see that the class, whether it is yes or no, is classified based on the inputs of age, income, and number of credits. So in this, the square root of the difference between the data which is to be analyzed and the data which is already fitted into the system is taken, and the output is classified based on the Euclidean system. So in many cases, based on a prior knowledge, we understand that there is a weightage to some of the points and there is less weightage to some other points. So in such cases, we add a factor wk while calculating the Euclidean distance. So we can learn the weights wk using cross-validation as well. So now let's look what is normalization. So distance between nearest neighbors can be dominated by some attributes with relatively large numbers. Example, income of customers in a previous example. So as you can see in this example, the income is in thousands, whereas the age and number of credit cards is in just tens and ones. So in such is normalization. So this arises when two features are in different scales. So important to normalize those features. So we map the values using numbers 0 to 1. So the formula for normalization is AI is equal to VI minus minimum of VI divided by maximum of VI minus minimum of VI. So this is another picture of KNN classification. So in this, the distances are measured using Euclidean method, and in the next example, it is determined using normalization as well as the Euclidean method. So let's look at the strengths of KNN. KNN is very simple and intuitive, can be applied to the data from any distribution. Good classification if the number of samples is large enough. Weaknesses of KNN: takes more time to classify a new example. Needs to calculate and compare distance from new example to all other examples. Choosing K may be tricky, and it needs a large number of samples for accuracy. Now we'll look at an example of a code which will solve many of our doubts. So this is so I had imported this data set from Kaggle, and in this, with the help of Google Colab, I have written this code. So first I imported pandas as PD. Then from google.colab, I imported the file. So in this code, we can see 3 columns at the end, that is math score, reading score, and writing score. So based on these 3 scores, the output is predicted whether the course was completed or was not completed by the student. So here, with the help of df.describe, I have put this in a data frame, so where the math score, reading score, and writing score are described. Then in x is equal to df.ilog, I've put the 5th, 6th, and 7th columns, and in y is equal to df.ilog, I've put the 4th column. Then from sklearn.model underscore selection, I've imported the train test split, and I've assigned the variables x underscore train, x underscore test, y underscore train, y underscore test is equal to train test split, xy random state underscore state is equal to 10. Then I've printed the x underscore train dot shape and the y underscore train dot shape in this step. So then from sklearn.tree processing, I've imported min max scalar, and with the help of this, I've normalized the various datasets. So I've normalized x is equal to x underscore train is equal to scalar.fit underscore transform x underscore train, and x underscore test is equal to scalar dot transform x underscore test. Then from sklearn neighbors, I have imported K9 classifier. Then in this program, I want assigned the value of k is equal to 27, and the calculations are done based on the Euclidean method. So then model dot fit x underscore train y underscore train. With this, I have predicted the various values and I fitted the model in it. Then y underscore predict is equal to model dot predict x underscore test. With this, I have fitted the model inside the y underscore predict variable, and with the help of print y predict is equal to y predict and y test is equal to y test. I've printed the various values of y predict and y test. So from this from sklearn.metrics, I've imported the accuracy score, and I've calculated the accuracy score for y underscore test and y underscore predict, and I've multiplied it with 100. So the accuracy score which I got was 68.8. Then from sklearn.metrics, I imported the confusion matrix into bracket y test and y predict. So the array which I got was 28, 62, 16 and 144. So the sum of 28 and 144, that is the sum of the elements along the principal diagonal, gave me the total number of correct predictions, and 16 plus 62 gave me the number of wrong predictions. So now let's continue with the presentation. The methodology used in the paper. A microscope camera is connected to a rigid industrial borescope which provides fast in X002 formation about the status of inner and outer parts. Based on computer vision, the system is able to extract information that determines if the quality satisfies the expected standards by analyzing the roughness and texture of the surface. So images are pre-processed in order to prepare them for feature description, following the 3 steps presented in the figure. First, images are converted to grayscale since color is not a discriminant feature for the description of wear in metal pieces. Then, the local contrast of the images is approved by means of a contrast-limited adaptive histogram equalization, which claims to enhancing the edges produced by consecutive tool passes in the piece. Finally, the enhanced images are converted to binary images using Otsu method. Gray level co-occurrence matrix is computed for all images. It expresses the relative frequencies in which 2 pixels located at relative polar coordinates present intensity values I and J respectively. Given preliminary tests, we choose d is equal to 1 and theta is equal to 0 in the experiment. Then the other distances, d is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and the other orientations, that is theta is equal to 0 degree, 45 degree, 90 degree, 135 degree, were tested with no meaningful outperformance of the results. 2 classes were considered in the research paper: good, in which the images have no microscopical defects, and defect in which at least an area of the image is worn. This system provides a new perspective of internal and external inspection of technological equipment and machined components, locating damages or defects of inner and outer parts. The feature vector is reduced and then classified by several algorithms. Second are the image statistics such as homogeneity, dissimilarity, contrast, angular second moment, energy, and correlation are computed from the GLCM. Images are described by means of a 6-dimensional vector that concatenates the previous 6 second-order image statistics. So this is the methodology presented in a diagram. Now I would request Pranav to continue with the further presentation.
Hello, I would be speaking about the experimental analysis. The experiments have been carried out on a collection of images from 4 different components. A total of 589 images were considered, covering the whole inner surface of the components. Out of this, 437 of the images displayed signs of wear, while the other 152 didn't. As a previous stage, the images were pre-processed first by increasing contrast, then by converting them to black and white images. On a second step, texture descriptors were calculated for each image. Next, the entire set of samples was split into a training set comprising 70% of the images and a test set comprising the other 30%. This test set will serve as holdout set in order to assess the quality of final model. The result for processing the collection of images is a set of features related to homogeneity, dissimilarity, contrast, ASM, energy, and correlation texture descriptors. Due to their formulation, texture descriptors are often significantly correlated. This figure displays the correlation matrix of absolute values chosen from the set of features. Next, linear discriminant analysis (LDA) provides a projection of the dataset which pursues with its optimization criteria to obtain the projection that maximizes the separation between clusters while optimizing the compactness of each of these. Thus is commonly used for the purpose of achieving a plot that could suggest the separation of classes present in the dataset. This figure supports the capability of the chosen images features for discriminating among the good and defect classes. Now, the conclusion of the paper. The present paper reports the experiments run on texture descriptors to identify the wear damage on metal components. After the machining process, a crucial quality stage with enormous implications in cost savings and quality improvement. The information contained in texture descriptor obtained from the images obtained is sufficiently redundant to allow a dimensionality reduction into a single features which significantly simplifies the analysis. The projection of the dataset transformed by LDA suggests the possibility of obtaining good results by applying a strong machine learning classification technique. This result outperforms previous research and complies with the manufacturer requirements. Next. Okay, so what we learned from this activity? We learned in detail the application of KNN algorithm for the strong classification system for wear identification and milling processes using computer vision and machine learning. Thank you.